watching CS after the majors, right? Welcome. But also, you know, there's 2 new maps. You have Overpass and Cobble, and then Cash has been added in. Train has been taken out. So Overpass, you know, actually starting off a best of 3 series. I don't think we've seen this yet. This is sick. So let's get into it right now. NiP starting on the CT side. LDLC will be on the T side. And already LDLC getting out here through connector fairly quickly. Get Right has to be careful. They could have potentially run him down there, but they're actually going to wrap around through middle.
Yeah, so now let's see. Pretty fast movement, actually really uncharacteristically fast for being Overpass. Already up by the A bomb site for Farron defending, and Forrest, who was over by the playground or by the picnic area, is going to be going down already. So this is a great opening, but Farron will get the return kill on NBK. Still no bomb plant, and we'll have to see. Freiburg's coming, Get Right's waiting from behind, which is no big surprise, but he's been spotted, and he actually drops down to about half health. So this is still looking all right for LDLC. They can still do this now. They're in a 2-on-1, and Get Right is, they know he's coming, and they've got him sandwiched in here. 22 health is going to go down to Happy, so that's a nice start for the Frenchman. A very fast round coming out.
No, down. I mean, all over the place on the map as well. It was kind of that YOLO train, right? Where they're just like, okay, if we run into somebody, we're just going to run and gun them down and go off of that. But because they found nobody, LDLC, the end game plan there was, okay, we'll just wind up at the A site. And so they ended up just crashing in. Big play there by Fiflaren, though. I think he was able to pick up 2 of those frags. So him staying alive on that site as long as he did was huge for NiP. It's just that at the end of it, LDLC were managing to land the shots, and Get Right's flank didn't really play out well. But again, it looks like LDLC, not necessarily, yeah, they're going to change it up this time. They get into connector very fast, but now it's going to be Get Right here in Sewer, just looking to see if he can't find a shot through Squeak Door.
Yeah, running out of bullets pretty quickly, but the last one is a headshot on NPK. That's going to be frustrating. And, well, he's falling back here. Actually, in this corner, if the smoke clears, he could get a jump on shots in the vent or in the pipe. He's going to take him down. Still 4 bullets. He wants to pick up this rifle, but they're not going to let him. Existo will take down Smiths, and there's still a 2-on-4 here. So NiP doing a fairly good job in the follow-up round.
And it's Freiburg with the scout, and Freiburg point blank. Kyoshima closes the door. He doesn't want any of that. I'm curious if Freiburg is going to start wallbanging through here. He could potentially, he's putting it right into the L-bend, onto short, but it's not going to be enough. Or rather, he's not going to manage to find anybody there. Happy has snuck his way out here into the B site proper, but Kyoshima is still kind of stuck. We need to find a way out onto this site. NiP have done a fantastic job in this eco round, however. This isn't even a Kevlar buy for them. This is just straight pistols.
Yeah. It is. They bought the 1 scout, and that's already taken Kyoshima down to 8. It's really hard to come up with anything that LDLC can do, because we can see that NiP are all around here. So once they go checking, well, you see the result. They're going to walk right into Forest, and that will be a very clean round. Get Right, obviously, opening up with that double C-set kill that was the really big deal.
Yeah, that was huge by Get Right, and I'm glad to see that he is up to snuff right now. Because Get Right, he's been the center of attention for quite some time. I mean, you know, hailed as the best player in the world 2 years running, and then lately with NiP's kind of decline, I guess, it's certainly been, you know, eyes on Get Right, because we're so used to him just doing so much damage for NiP, hitting all the shots, playing his lurker role just perfectly, that when he doesn't show up for a game, it gets a lot of people worried, right? So Get Right, he had a couple of good games at DreamHack Stockholm, but it wasn't up to that level. If he has a strong start here on Overpass, though, this could get out of control and could carry on throughout the rest of this evening.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you've tracked Get Right's career in just Global Offensive throughout sort of the beginning until where we are now, I think what's also happened is that Get Right had very little competition for the first year almost.
Pretty
much,
much,
the
right.
average level of Counter-Strike in Global Offensive, just the average player wasn't that good, so he was years ahead of everyone else. And now that everyone's caught up, I mean, he's still probably the best player in the world, but it's you know,
it's harder to do his job now than ever.
It is a little bit harder, right? And I think that's hit him too. So actually, there's like a double effect. I think it's mentally it hit him for a while, but I think he's actually getting back into his game a lot more. So we'll see if there's going to be like a second wave of Get Right coming out.
Get Right is one of those. I mean, he's just got one of the sickest work ethics basically in CS:GO, and for him there is CS:GO, and that's pretty much it. He'll dabble in LoL every now and again, but basically this guy is just he lives and breathes Counter-Strike. It's insane. NiP right now have just had the perfect bounce back into this. Now it's going to be a buy here from LDLC. They go for CZs in armor, but they're still trying to crack open this A site. They're finally going to make the play, but Freiburg is here, and the crossfire exists. Forrest, Fiflar, and Freiburg all picking up frags.
Yeah, good return from Kyoshima and Happy, though. That's really crucial. They have bought armor here, so getting no kills would have been a disaster. That's a sick shot from Kyoshima all the way on Fiflar, and existed there to pick up the 1, but if they get this bomb plant, this is a really good round for LDLC. 3 kills and a bomb plant. Not bad for C-set 75 armor. So yeah, NiP throwing away a lot of rifles in this round, and you gotta wonder if, I mean, especially because they had such a good defense early on, it seemed like maybe they gave up more than they should there.
It seemed like it, right? I mean, well, just the two quick kills that happened earlier on there before Fiflaurin. Fiflaurin just got caught in the back of the site, right? He was just trying to hold and buy time for the rotation to come through. But his mates, Forrest and Freiberg, getting picked off instantly like that, just opened the floodgates there for LDLC. But that's the danger of that CZ75. I mean, any pistol really, you know, P250, 5.7, CZ75. Surprised that we don't see a Tech 9 picked up, seeing as how it's gotten so many buffs from you know, on LDLC side, right? But you get up close, and with the aim that these players have, it's just so difficult to deal with just not dying, really, you know, just staying alive in that position. So Forrest and Freiberg were holding fairly close there to the entrance to A, and they just got caught.
Fiflaurin using smoke, got a bit of a boost up to the birthday party, and Forrest actually takes a long time getting that kill in on NBK, so both Fiflaurin and Forrest have taken a lot of damage. And I'd be really happy if they would let Freiberg hold A and then sort of fall back behind him right now, because no reason to get any kills. And actually, that's kind of what they're doing. So that's a nice job from NiP, or from NiP, just making sure they keep the least healthy players further behind and let LDLC come to them instead of taking fights too early up or too forward.
But LDLC still on pistols here, 3 guys alive, and they're starting to make their play here for A yet again. Really curious to see what these guys are going to do for their first buy round, because so far our focus has all been on A here for the Frenchmen. But it's not always the most popular site to go to, although with the change made to this house, that the house is no longer here, right? It does kind of simplify matters. You just have to try and get through the bottleneck onto the site, and then you can overwhelm the defense very quickly here. Forrest still very low. If Lauren gets caught by Yoshima, there's Happy finding Forrest, and now it's into a 2-on-2.
Great job from LDLC. They're really putting on a lot of damage in these rounds. You got to give them some credit for that. Just watching that guy slide down. And Gerard spawning almost where he ended. 3-1. So NiP, and they lose the pistol round, and they bounce back kind of quickly, but, you know, LDLC clearly pretty well-versed in playing on Overpass, even though I would have assumed that NiP would have been a little bit more studied on this map, just because they've had more time with this lineup, obviously, than LDLC do. It's kind of cool to see the Frenchmen just taking up a challenge here and going for it. Although it does seem to be very A-centered play right now, which is great if they can make it work. Just don't do what Virtus Pro did. Don't
overdo it, right? Yeah, exactly. Don't go into A 15 rounds in a row.
Unless you win 15 rounds in a row, then you
try for a B.
Yeah, but we'll see. They've done great with CZ75, so it kind of stands to reason that if they keep going with rifles as well, why wouldn't it work? And Gerard is at the stairwell here, moving up, and with the right timing, he could just get the backstab on Forrest, already picking up 1 kills, and they're not even looking, not even a little bit. He actually takes no one with him, so that's a bit of a mistake. He does good damage still, but that should have definitely been the first kill.
Yeah, he should have had the kill, but he still gets the info. Spots out 2 guys. Bomb carrier is about to get up onto this A site. Fiflaurin is still here, trying to avoid the flashes as best he can, and he does actually do a pretty good job of it with that smoke cutting him off. However, this is a bit tricky, but he's going to pick up NBK, and that's how he needs to start this. Fiflaurin going on a tear right now. Smiths will take out his mate. Fiflaurin nearly picking up the 3rd, but they have just crushed them. NiP, solid defense from them, and this off the back of getting that information. He didn't get the frag, Anders, but he still got the information that 2 guys were there, and they were pushing up onto that site.
And that's good. I mean, a lot more credit to Fiflaurin for picking up that shot through the smoke. I'd say, yeah, 7, 1, and 3, doing a really good job. So that's definitely very cool. But yeah, still, I mean, you're right. I mean, Gerard did see a lot then, but you got to be careful. That should be like a 100% kill if he's on the first guy.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you could see, it's one of those moments where you're just like, I'm sure what he was just like, he's convinced, okay, that guy's dead, now I'm going to start shifting my spray over to the other guy, and then somehow the guy lives with 4 HP, right? And that's one of the most ultimately frustrating things you could experience. But get right this time around, at least, you know, they managed to get out ahead. They do lose Fiflaurin early here in this round, however, so entry frag over to LDLC, and they've even picked up that rifle, which could come back to bite NiP here. So NiP, they have to be very careful now on this map because there's an M4 running around on it.
Yeah, Forrest hiding by the toilets. He's going to go down to NBK, who actually, I think, picks up the first kill of the map for himself. So that's pretty good to see NBK on the board here. Flashes come up. Freiberg trying to buy a little bit of time, and he's going to find himself a headshot on Smiths as well. So it's still a 3-on-4 with about 50 seconds left for LDLC, who've actually rotated back towards the B-bomb site. And there is at least 1 person here, and just 1 person here for NiP. That's Exist, and he's only going to take the 1 kill with him. Get right. Gotta be careful. He should wait for Freiberg, but actually he's gonna just take the fight straight on with the remaining LDLC members. Grenade is gonna rain in, and it's a touchdown. Shoxy's gone, and NiP win the round in spite of some nice move. I like the idea of LDLC rotating back to B. I think that was a good idea.
No, it was really nicely done. And they got there quickly, right? They got everybody there fairly quickly. So Exist was only able to get 1 guy. And to stop that, or to try and slow down that plant at least. But LDLC really making those rifles that they managed to save work. They picked up those 2 rifles off of Forrest and Fifth early on. And that definitely had a big part to play there. It's just, you know, get right from on high, no fear from him, gets that first kill, and then touchdowns the nade right onto that guy trying to plant that bomb. So Shoxy, no luck for him. But it's going to be the AWP here on Forest, pushed all the way up to the entrance of Long.
Yeah, and just has like an awkward battle with Smiths, and none of them really wants to go for it again, so Forest going to fall back. They do realize Smiths has an AWP, so they have that information already, which actually should lead NiP to play a little bit more defensively over by A. Just because you don't want to get picked off by an AWP like that. Forest will get Smiths afterwards, so he wins the battle just a few seconds later. And Flaren still hunting out here by the toilets. It's going to go down to NBK, so it's a pretty quick trade. And now, do they want to speed up? They still have that one guy down by B right now, which is what they had last time. They made a rotation. You got to wonder if they're going to try a little bit more. Happy does go down, so now they might be stuck at A here.
It seems like that they're losing players left and right. Right now, they lose NBK as well at the entrance. Forrest is here with that AWP still. He's dropped down to 12 HP, so it's not an ideal situation, but still, that crossfire is set up now for NiP. So getting onto this site is going to be very tricky for LDLC. They try to smoke off the main entrance into it, and they're going to hunt for Forrest, but Forrest lands the shot first onto Kyoshima, and it's all down to Shoxy now. Two guys fairly low, but it's not going to be good enough. Freiburg, as soon as Shoxy tries to push up onto that site, they're using Forrest as bait at that point. They're like, okay, Forrest is over here, right? And Freiburg is crouching behind the box. So as soon as Shoxy tries to go in, bam, NiP, they get that crossfire that they were looking for the whole time. And that's the dangerous part about going up onto that A site. Without proper flashes and smokes, it's very difficult to actually crack that site because of that crossfire potential for the CT side. Then again, you know, depending on the positions held there, Freiburg, you know, just like one good flash nade goes in there, and Freiburg, Forrest, they're both white. So LDLC not really being able to bring the tools to the floor, rather.
I couldn't make it work. I don't know. It's still very early days for us to be talking about Overpass and how it generally plays out. But I feel like the most successful rounds we've seen just across the board from any old team is the type where you either do a lot of really quick rushes towards the B bomb side and you get the right flashbangs in and you just force your way in there. Or you try and get a pick off at A and then rotate back to B, because it's pretty obvious that a lot of the CT teams, they will rotate kind of fast back to A and maybe just leave one or two people at the B bomb site. So, I mean, we still have a lot to learn about this map, but yeah, LDLC again starting off with the A bomb site, and they're actually going to be walking up pretty closely. If you look at NiP, they already have 3 members here. One of them is down, that's Flaren gone. Freiburg, great timing, comes through the smoke, but it's going to be LDLC coming out on top here. Now a 2-on-3, and the French team could pick up a second round right now.
This is it. It's on the edge. That smoke clears, and just as it does, Kiyoshima's there to pick him off, and Get Right is making plenty of noise going towards the entrance. He's going to find Kiyoshima just kind of sitting there. That was a bit odd, but they're still happy there to lock things out, and I'm really glad to see that from LDLC. They actually had a smoke round there onto A. It wasn't just, you know, randomly throw the smokes in and, you know, cross your fingers and hope that you're going to be able to get onto that site. They threw smokes that were designed to block off certain parts of that site, and it actually worked for them. If it weren't for Freiburg just YOLOing through the smoke and catching them flanked, that could have been a much cleaner round for LDLC. We could be looking at 4 guys from LDLC actually living through that, because after that, NiP, it's very tough for them to retake it.
Yeah, but you got to wonder as well, because NiP didn't take any forwards fight that round with LDLC, which they have in previous rounds.
And Forrest missed 2 shots. So Forrest with the AWP, he missed 2 shots.
Yeah, but that's maybe the big difference, is that previously LDLC had lost a couple of people even getting to the bomb site. This time they had everyone there, so that's hard to count on, though, for the terrorist side. Great kill coming in here for Forrest and Exist, but there is a return, and now let's see if they can actually hold on to it. Freiburg going to pick up a second one, leaving just Kiyoshima. So the B push works out way worse than any A push they've had so far. As Kiyoshima even got that last kill, but he could have just gone down immediately. So yeah, from what we've seen in the first 9 rounds, it feels like the A bomb site is definitely the safer choice for LDLC.
I think this is definitely based off of the update that happened after Gamescom, where they removed that house entirely. Because it used to be, you know, like Olafmeister JW, they would just camp out in there with the Swag 7 the whole time, and as soon as you try to get onto that site, they'd be waiting behind the corner and just bam, getting those shoddy kills round after round. Now that that is no longer there, that house is no longer there, it seems like basically teams can just focus on getting through that bottleneck, and with some good flashes and smokes, that's the thing. With some good flashes, one that goes off right in the middle of the site, you can flash most of the CT guys unless they're prepared for them. So it's a bit tricky. It's a bit touch and go. But LDLC, it seems like they really have focused on these A takes. That B take, though, really worked out well for NiP because they had 3 guys there early on. And both of them actually in aggressive positions as well.
Ooh. Good stuff coming in here from LDLC in this halfway eco round. They've got mostly pistols, but Happy's going to pick up one with the AK as well. And for some reason, we're back into a 2-1-1 as Exist is coming up all the way from behind, which would have been absolutely fantastic if Freiburg hadn't gone down. But because he's alone, it's not really much of a backstab. Probably LDLC are going to put the bomb down before he gets here. And then I don't know. This is a tough position. He's got the smoke, but not going to help him that much from this position. Happy, not spotting him yet. Exist could get a free kill, and that's a big deal.
That is huge. That is huge. This leaves Hiroshima alone, and he gets spotted as well. Exist cuts him off before he can make it his way out of there. He's stuck behind the box now at this point, Hiroshima. So Exist has to come and root him out of here. This is all about Kyoshima staying alive as long as possible now. He just needs to play it, and he's going to be sneaky enough. He gets down into the stairs, and now life gets kind of difficult here for Exist.
Yeah, the smoke actually does help him once he goes into that position. Tries to spray him through Hiroshima. Oh, he clicks at the very last second then, and he's going to have the time to defuse this bomb as well. Yeah, I was just thinking, you know, Exist, he was thinking, you know, my kingdom for a Molotov instead of a smoke.
Right.
When he was hiding behind that container, that could have been pretty good. But it will be LDLC, you know, failing that round, unfortunately. 2-on-1. Didn't know where he was coming from, and couldn't win the 1-on-1 follow-up.
Yeah, it's so tough. I mean, you expect Get Right. Like, I bet you if Get Right was last man alive, LDLC would be, like, turning around and checking out mid, you know, checking their backs. But because it's Exist, you're like, okay, Exist, you know, he's not the super sleuth. He's not going to try and sneak in from behind, right? This time around, a really nice 1v2 clutch there for Exist. Just really patient play for him and managing to predict Kyoshima's movements as well in that smoke. So this is now shaping up to be a fairly interesting... This is a great CT half. I mean, we haven't seen much overpass at all. So I'm glad that we actually get an opportunity here to get a little bit of a taste.
Yeah, we do have enough data to say that this is a CT-sided map, but it's really hard to say exactly how much. I think 8-2 actually means LDLC will still have a pretty good chance of getting back into it, but I think they need at least 5 rounds here in the first half. I think less than 5 that's where it gets really dangerous.
Agreed.
But I mean, it's not impossible.
I'm thinking like 10-5, 10-5, 9-6. That's like what you're aiming for. As most maps, but still, you know, just if it's a CT-sided map. Right now, it looks like Smiths is going to get the entry onto that A site, but Fiflarin is still alive, and he's blocking off the safe plant position. And better yet, he's got the bomb out in the open. So LDLC, they have to run out and try and pick up this bomb. Fiflarin doing a great job. He's going to drop Kyoshima down to 28 HP, and Exist will walk in for the final frag. So another solid hold here for NiP. 3 guys living through that.
Yeah, cool flashbang being thrown from out by the toilets into the A bomb site. That's not kind of neat. You can throw, you know, grenades over there, which is actually one of the really cool features of Overpass in general is that the skyboxes is missing, so you can actually throw grenades almost everywhere, which is nice, definitely nice. So a 7-round lead here for NiP and LDLC. Back to pistols again. They've been ecoing a little bit too much. I mean, it's not really their fault, but NiP have been winning some really key rounds right here, which makes it seem, I think, even more one-sided because LDLC have had far less buy rounds than they should have had.
That's it. An extra buy round here or there keeps the pressure up on NiP. LDLC always on the brink of potentially getting an eco out of NiP, and then, you know, it just slips out of their fingers when they're losing those crucial buy rounds. So LDLC, you know, they're going to have to go for just the straight-up YOLO here, but Fiflarin already manages to land the headshot on Shoxy. That's going to slow things down here for the Frenchman.
Not really a great grenade, but no one was there anyway. Forrest will pick up Smiths, and waiting now for Kyoshima and the Deagle. Can we at least see like a cool Deagle headshot? Thank you, Kyoshima. That's what we were asking for. That's going to be the only one, but still, you know, it happens. That's what we want, the 1-dig. 10-2.
Kyoshima is really good with that 1-dig as well. Like, consistently picks up frags with that pistol. He's ridiculous. Such a pleasure to watch.
I'm really curious about what LDLC are going to try and do. They have the AWP. I mean, that generally, to me, would suggest you're going to try and go back towards A because there's a lot more room to pick up people over at that bomb site. I still wish they would try and go for more boost to actually get those kills. Just try and boost up on these walls, see if you can't pick up anyone.
Look, we follow Fiflarin. Fiflarin is like, he's pulling off such a sick play there. He goes all the way aggressive, just straight up, straight at LDLC, runs in and picks off one guy. Unfortunately for him, he can't make it out of there intact. Shoxy tracks him down, but that was still an interesting play there by Fiflarin, playing so aggressive.
And now, how are NiP going to rotate back around? They have 2 people at A, 2 people at B right now, so they're just spreading out the defense, which you can actually really easily do. There are a lot of maps where this makes sense for the CT side. And like Inferno, for instance, it often makes a lot more sense to have 3 in one bomb side and then 1 at the B bomb side if you were in a 4-on-4. But seems like on Overpass, it's just fine having 2 at one and 2 at the other. And NiP still have another Molotov left on Freiburg, and he's at the A bomb site here. So if they wait and try and go in, which they will, well, actually they kill Freiburg, so that's a huge kill. Still got 40 seconds, and MBK comes up with a follow-up headshot on Forrest. So now it's looking really good for LDLC. Exist and Get right to left, and They're trying to see if they can come in here with the bomb already down. They got to get an entry frag, and there it is on MBK. So nice job, Exist. Goes for a second one. Shoxy's there to stop it. Get right coming up all the way from the picnic area. And again, they're not really sure exactly where he is, so he could make it a one-on-one before anything else happens. No grenades on him, though.
Well, they heard Exist rotating in, but they have not heard it Get Right at all. Only problem here is that Get Right, that bomb is really exposed. Like, it's out in the middle of nowhere. This isn't a safe plan for LDLC. This is definitely just a nigh impossible situation for Get Right, because walking into that bomb site means he's walking into the crossfire, and the only way he gets onto that bomb is by standing out completely in the open. There's nothing to cover himself with. And that we still lose both LDLC members somehow.
Yeah, they tried to escape under the bomb, which is...
not the best place.
No, it's a curious idea.
That's unfortunate. I mean, that's actually... I mean, Get Right... I'm wondering if Get Right just chuckled to himself, like, like, I didn't even have to go and fight them. They're both dead. Like, that's how good I am.
It's kind of great because it means LDLC are back to very little money. Saving those 2 AKs could have meant something, right?
Both of them, in fact. Both of them have $0 right now. LDLC buying everything they can, but NiP, same story right here. And this would be big for LDLC. If they could pick up this round, potentially they can save themselves from having a really rough first half here. But Forrest winning that first duel versus NBK, that's not going to help things here. Kiyoshima does bring it back and take out Get Right. We're back into a 4-on-4.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward battle down in the underground or the sewer area. Well, Fiflaren already getting a little bit of a shot in onto Smiths, doing a tiny bit of damage, and smoke goes up. Pretty standard play so far. And LDLC, are they? Yeah, they're committing back towards the A bomb side. Don't really blame them for it. I feel like they haven't shown us anything that's really worth talking about at the B bomb side. I mean, it's all been A, and the A play so far mainly revolves around putting a few smokes to block it off, then throwing hopefully a few good flashbangs, and then making it work. I mean, that's all they really can do right now.
Let's see if Happy has any luck over here. Freiburg holding on short. Happy turns the corner, walks right into Freiburg. Solid play there by Freiburg. Now the remaining 3 members here for LDLC are just rushing out onto this site. It's all down to Fiflaren now. He gets a double kill with the help of Forrest, and it's all going to be down to Shoxy now. Fiflaren just staying alive. This is all he has to do, and he gets behind the tire as well, because Shoxy can spot his legs from that position, but Fiflaren gets behind that tire, the one place that Shoxy can't shoot at him from, and that is going to be a very nice hold there for NiP. And an important round one for them as well. They stave off the eco, keep 4 guys alive, in fact, and LDLC are now going to be the ones having to force up with pistol armor. That's brutal for the last round here. LDLC, you know, we said they needed 5 rounds, and now they're going to be desperately fighting for a 4th.
Yeah, very unlikely that they should get this 4th round as well. I mean, it's been hard for LDLC here. This overpass map, I mean, maybe... I'm guessing NiP picked it, because they're certainly throwing LDLC for a bit of a curveball right now.
It's funny seeing Freiburg here. Freiburg, the bit of a story actually, when they were pracking these maps going into Gamescom, we thought there would be a whole lot more action around Connector, around that sewer area, around Squeaky Door. And in fact, Freiburg, they removed the boost because of him, because basically he figured out that you could boost up there and get all the information you needed, and you didn't need to actually expose yourself. So it's like NiP have played this map enough to figure out some of the tricks that have actually had to be nerfed out of the game.
Oh, the timing is so good from Shoxy. Freiburg does get the return kill on the MBK, but that was definitely funny. Just the wrong moment. And they are rotating back towards the B bomb side, and maybe Kiyoshima, if he finds one opening here, maybe they can actually just wedge the bomb in, put it down quick, and then fall back to see if they can defend it for long enough here. But it is the 15th round. They have to go for something. Still got 30 seconds left. Happy's made his way in, so I think he spotted a guy in the back. Has he seen the head there? This is not going to be easy, I think.
No, not by a long shot. Exists. I mean, they're all down to half HP, but he's got 16 bullets left to work with here, Happy. He needs to find some shots already. Lays waste to 1 man, but now he's down to his remaining 4. Going to get flanked around that pillar. It's actually kind of depressing, that pillar, if you look at it. You know, I felt kind of bad because I was just thinking, like, LDLC, you know, they run in and all they're seeing are just, like, these really sad faces. And they're just like, no, don't think about it. We're about to lose this round, but just don't think about it. Don't give in, Anders.
I don't know. I don't know if they ever gave in, but they certainly didn't stand much of a chance in this first half. 12-3. Forrest and Freiburg coming out on top. Fiflaren followed really closely by. Had some really important rounds as well. Pistol round being one of them, and then you know some of the defending up at a bomb site was really good. Kiyoshima at 12, topping the scoreboard on the LDLC side, and we'll have to see if somehow the Frenchmen, I mean, win the pistol round, win the 4th round too. They could do it. I don't think 12-3 is impossible on this map. At times it can seem really CT-sided, but I think it's on the low end. Let's put it like that.
One thing is that NiP, I think, are going to have a lot of experience on T side as well. They may have some plans here developed, and they only need 4 rounds, right? So if they have 4 strats, or at least even just like 2 strats that they know work, they can try and get out there. But Smiths is actually just standing his ground at long and finds the first frag and does some good damage to Florin as well.
Yeah, Glocks versus USPS at that range is definitely much better as a USPS, especially because LDLC have all body armor, except for MBK. But that means they can, yeah, they can take some fights at long range. Glock is nowhere near as good. Smith with a second headshot. Exist did get 1 in return, but LDLC are going to be satisfied right now. And they've done a lot of damage to Exist and Fiflaren as well.
I'm trying to check and see exactly where they can take this right now, because Exist, I mean, well, he still has that Molotov, and he has the smoke as well. They have 2 smokes, so they could try and just smoke up the A site, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Molotov could be to clear out the back of the site. They've got the blue room, and there you go. Kyoshima waiting in blue room, gets picked off immediately. It comes down to Shoxy now, but he gets smoked off. He has to take a bit of a more aggressive position, and he may get caught.
Yeah, almost out of bullets. He will get caught, and now it's Exist 1-on-2 here. Almost no health and still no bomb plant, so NiP trying for that smoke and Molotov play, but I'm not sure it's really going to work out here. 1 bullet is going to be a plenty, and Happy will end up with a triple kill. And LDLC with a very crucial round, so nicely done on the LDLC side. When I think NiP had a good idea, I just think they needed to not take that fight with Smith in the beginning. That didn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, it kind of screwed them over pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Fiflaren, Forrest getting headshot, and Fiflaren dropped down to like 30 HP at the beginning before they even get close to a site, whereas Smith only took like 20-something damage out of the whole exchange. Yeah, definitely not the best scenario. And at that range with the Glock, you need 2. I mean, you land a headshot, it's not 1 shot, 1 kill like with a USP or a P2K, which is a bit of a problem there. But NBK with the Nova.
Sit down, get right. Exist has actually also picked up a Tech 9 like Get Right had, so it's kind of cool to see that back. And it's been buffed over a while, and the last patch buffed it a little bit more, so definitely not a worthless pistol.
Does he take a jump? Yes, he does. And Happy spots him. Wow.
Yeah, and that information is going to be given over to Kyoshima, who actually maybe just forget about that corner for a moment, because Exist got that kill on him. Attempted spray through, not going to connect with anyone. So, MBK still out with the Angry Farmer shotgun, taking down the terrorist on his front lawn.
Let's count how much money he's made so far. 1,800 bucks. And he's 900 bucks per kill with that gun. So he's making a lot of money in this round already. Nice shot there. The flank, a 3rd kill, a 4th kill, quad kill.
I can't even count that high. That's just a lot of money.
That's a lot of, well, I mean, look, there you go, the comparison. His teammates are floating around like 37, 33, right? You know, he's sitting up there at 7K. Okay, then, right? Nova kills, they're worth a lot of money. Just ask JW.
Yeah. Need like...
He named his Swag 7 the Bank of Sweden or something.
It's like a golden calculator to try and figure out exactly how much money that was.
It's too damn high, Anders. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Kyoshima right now. I mean, it may be the connector play here. Kyoshima with this position, though, can do a lot of damage, but it's going to be Happy actually holding main entrance to the B site, and he gets 2 kills.
How much money do they really want to feed to MBK? That's the question here. Oh, okay, right. If he had come through right then, that would actually have been pretty sublime timing, but he couldn't really know that. And Gerard actually will pick up a kill onto Kyoshima. They have that 1 AK in play right here, which is interesting. Freiburg sneaking up and actually will be able to maybe get a backstab in here if he's quick about it. Opens the door, maybe... Can he even open the door from this angle? There we go. Instant kill on Smith. So actually we're back into a 2-on-2, and NiP doing a lot of work in this round. This is pretty impressive. Kind of like LDLC in the first half, it had some really good eco rounds. It seems like that's just the theme for the terrorists right here. MBK will finish the round, and that's good news. This time it wasn't a shotgun kill, so a little bit less money on his side, but still doing just fine at almost 8,000.
Yeah, it's, what, 7 kills in 2 rounds for NBK. That certainly woke him up. We can see him now actually getting close to Happy, who led throughout the first half for LDLC. So good frags. I'm curious to see where NiP are going to decide to take this one, though, because now it's going to be the buy round, that 19th round here for LDLC. They've got plenty of money, and NiP now just going into it with 4 rifles and a Tech 9 on Exist. So this is, I mean, that's like 2 buffs now that the devs have put out that have buffed the accuracy for the Tech 9.
That smoke landing right there. I'm wondering if that was for the stairwell up, or yeah, it seems right. So it's sort of halfway blocking. I don't think this is. I think it was supposed to land a little bit further up so that Kyoshima actually couldn't do what he just did. So I mean, maybe a little bit of a failure there actually for NiP. Fiflaren's going to get taken down. So Smith's the right angle takes a second fight and gets some help from Kyoshima, and LDLC are now 2 people up and almost would have gotten a 3rd kill on Forrest there. So I think that one failed smoke actually cost them quite dearly on the NiP side.
certainly slowed them down, but Exist not even able to find anything here. He's trying to predict, actually, and he does do some good damage through the smoke, so this is certainly Exist day to do his like Flusha impression. Shots through smoke, getting frags, but then Shoxy with the flank, and he picks off Forest as well. Both of them low on NiP's side, but still 2 kills for Shoxy. NBK picks up the final one, and LDLC now on 7 rounds and just looking unstoppable. They're starting to get a bit of bank on their side as well, and that's the real scary part here. NiP need to try and continue to do damage to LDLC to not let their money get out of control, but now we actually start to see a pretty good bank here on the French side.
Yeah, man, this is, you know, we said there were basically 2 things that had to be accomplished for LDLC to get back in the game, and the first one was the pistol round. Second one would be the follow-up buy round, which NiP just had. So now, say LDLC are actually in a pretty good position. Leg shot and then grenade onto Exist takes him down. MBK goes for the spray. The bomb is down, so he sees the bomb, and he's got Shoxy there, so they can make an instant rotation. The rest of LDLC are coming, and NiP have to move a lot faster than this. Freiburg gets 2 good kills. He's going to go down, though. And Flaren, well, he doesn't control the bomb. And LDLC do. This is a very hard position for him to win from.
Yeah, I think they spotted the bomb out in the open as well, or at least they should have.
They know.
It's going to be the rotation in here by Smith. He's going to be able to put some good fire out, and there you go. Flaren walks right into him. Flaren just trying to hold the angle, look towards those barrels, but Smith wasn't exactly in the position that Flaren predicted, and, well, we see the result.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's play a little bit of pretend. If the guy that came through the first pipe there, that MBK took down, if he hadn't had the bomb, if they had come in from the L bend, probably LDLC would have been a lot slower on the rotation, but because they saw the bomb almost instantaneously, it's really easy for the CT side to just commit everyone. You just go on the radio and, you know, just call in for backup immediately, the airstrike and everything. You're just going to call it all in at the same time, because now you know what's happening. So it's a bit of a problem for NiP. Too many CT players showing up all at the same time. And now they're back on ecoing as well, though. Freiburg will pick up a good kill. Shoxy still valiantly defending the toilet here.
Shoxy go and pick up the Tech 9, though. That's the question. Happy. No scoping against pistols. He likes to live life dangerously.
Yeah, he's in it for the thrills, right?
For the glory. Olaf Meister. He's in here in tag, not in person. All right, well, that was a round of eco here for NiP. So, only scary part here is that they haven't picked up a single round in this second half right now, NiP. So it's basically now or never. I mean, LDLC now, they've got a guy above $10K. So Kiyoshima's going to be able to bank his team for at least another round. Whereas NiP, they have enough. If they were to lose this round, they have enough to full buy in the next. They need to get 4 rounds somehow, and I'm not really seeing it. They're focusing a lot on B. Much like LDLC focused on A in the first half, it seems like NiP are really just focusing on the B site, but it's not really panning out for them at all.
Well, listen, Kiyoshima picks up a double kill quickly in this round, and Happy's falling back to a much safer position. They try and come up this, actually sees the gun barrel, and that's an easy kill coming in. So NiP making almost no headway in this match or in this second half. And if we were joining this game just now and saw what's about to be a 12-10 scoreline, I'd definitely give the advantage to LDLC. No doubt about that, especially if you then take into account the economic state here. 16,000 as we begin on Kiyoshima, who's at 19 kills, quickly followed by Happy at 17. This is definitely LDLC about to make a ridiculous comeback in this game.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to buy anything. Look at this. He's just maxed out at $16,000. Kiyoshima, that's filthy right there. And NiP, I mean, as we said, you know, after that last round, they're still able to buy, but you're right, man, they're really having a lot of trouble. It seems like NiP are just focusing on the pick play, on just trying to get kills early on that will allow them to pressure LDLC into rotating players around on the map that then, you know, would allow for NiP to take advantage of that. But we're just not seeing it. NiP are running in and they're getting picked off one at a time. So it's the opposite, basically. You know, NiP are the ones who are supposed to be getting the kills, but LDLC seem to find them consistently.
Yeah, and actually a big miss up there from Smith. Freiburg should have gone down instantly. Nice move from Freiburg actually being quick enough to turn around, but that should have been a bit of a given kill. And that may be the big opening here for NiP. Now it's a 3-on-4, and LDLC already with Shoxy quite low on health. So a couple of missteps there for the French team, and that could cost them a lot.
That's going to be really painful.
But look at the information MBK is getting. He's going to find no one until he actually walks into the sewer area where Get Right is holding. Is he looking the right way? He is actually looking the wrong way, so MBK... Oh my god, how did he not get that kill? Get Right and Freiburg both surviving when they shouldn't. And that's a nice way for NiP to win a round. LDLC are going to be kicking themselves.
Oh, and they've spotted Happy out on upper as well. He gets smoked off, though, so it's not really going to matter in the end. I mean, now it's the question, do they back off or not? Well, Get Right He's woken up. He takes Shoxy out instantly there before the rotation can even get started. The Molotov to buy even more time. Happy just kind of caught back here, trying to find a shot with that AWP, but 1v4 retake with an AWP is not exactly the best situation, and he's getting wrapped around on already. NiP already sending Exist out on the map to make sure that they can get behind Happy, and he's not going to have a clean escape.
No, he really won't. But I'm pretty sure LDLC were actually ready to sacrifice everything just so that they could steal some rifles, because they have so much money that they just want to get some rifles away from NiP, and they're going to be successful in getting one away. Another one here would be worth a lot, but it's not going to happen. Exist will finish up with that kill, so that's 13-10. And finally, NiP, there's a first round they've had in the second half here. Oh, NBK was actually caught looking the wrong way. He was checking the corner, and they turned around just at the same time. And when you're up against the recoil master, apparently, you're not going to be coming out on top. But the switch up is there for LDLC immediately. They do pick up 2 AWP, so it's a double up setup here for the CT side. Let's see if that's going to work better. They're at least more defensive now. They can afford to be.
Yeah, they can really just sit back now and let NiP run into them again and try and catch them off guard with the double AWP, because they haven't played this yet in this first half. So it's a good time to try and catch NiP off guard with it, just because they would reset NiP's money. So this is a huge round here. A lot of momentum to be gained. NiP, of course, they aren't going to force LDLC to an eco if they win this round, but they will get on that 14th round, 1 round away from match point.
Yeah. Oh, leg shot, and then the follow-up pistol from Smith. So, but actually, Smith does drop pretty low as well. So a little bit scary still. MBK maybe about to have a fight with Get Right. Kiyoshima goes down again. Kiyoshima has had a couple of unlucky rides. Get Right doesn't spot it, and MBK will take that kill almost for free. So now they're a man up, and they have a lot of control. And actually, Shoxy's sneaking all the way around. So Shoxy's really getting a lot of information about what's going on the map right here.
Yeah, he's so far away, though. He's so far away. Like, he's going to have to start moving very quickly here. It's NBK who's going to be the point man on the B site. Spots the first man that come out there. Fifth Lauren can't get the entry. And it's going to be Exist and Freiburg. Last 2 guys alive here. Freiburg coming in through short. Rushes through that smoke and just barely misses out on the frag on NBK.
Could have been, maybe should have been, but Shoxy's there. Coming up all the way from the A-bomb site. That long rotation, and Exist doesn't really stand a chance any longer. I mean, even if he kills NBK there, would have been nearly impossible anyway. Triple kill from NBK, and now things are looking really horrible for NiP. If this was their ace up the sleeve, picking this map, then I think LDLC are about to just pull out a Royal Flush, essentially, and just crash them, because it's not like NiP are bad at playing Inferno. I actually say Inferno is one of their stronger maps, but it's still a little bit worrying that that you can start off 12-3 and then end up at 13-11 here.
Yeah, it really seems... I mean, it's just surprising to see how well LDLC are playing this map as well. Clearly, they're familiar with it. I mean, they were all Gamescom players. They were all at Gamescom, so they had to prep Overpass. Even if it wasn't with this lineup in particular, it's still they have experience on the map, and it seems like, in the small amount of time that they've had here as this new lineup, they've actually put some time into it. So this is looking very interesting already. NiP kind of caught off guard, and NiP are the ones now who are just ecoing to even out their money. Exist and Forest both picking up Tech 9s. Interesting thing to note there. No CZs for these guys.
Yeah, and now they're gonna go see if they can spot anyone over there. Can't just yet. Happy goes for no scoping through. That would have been pretty sick. It's MBK and Kiyoshima who start off right here, and Kiyoshima not exactly standing still, just going for the fight. Has to pull out the Deagle. He's up against that Tech 9, and finally he gets the kill, but still took a little bit too long for him to survive.
Fifth Lauren, surprise! He's got the AWP now as well. Goes for the shot. NBK's going to find the headshot on him, but still a kill going their way. Freiburg now the last man alive, moving up on short here, walking into the Triangle of Doom. Potentially there is still 1 man over on the A site, but there's 2 guys holding solid on this B site, so Freiburg's not going to get in here for free. It's going to be kind of tricky unless he can catch a man with a nade in hand, but Shoxy still has time to get his rifle out and get the kill still. So Freiburg, bit of the panic spray there, and it did not work out for him. NiP, after that round though, they have plenty of money to buy. They need to just win this round at all costs. This is it. LDLC, if they tie it up at 13-13, this is completely out of control.
It will be even more out of control because NiP have only lost a couple of rounds in a row here. So if they lose this round, they won't have enough consecutive round loss bonus to continue to buy. They really need to at least put the bomb down and preferably just continue on their win streak here and close out this game that started so well for them. All right, now it's looking more than just a little bit difficult as there is still the AWP or the double up setup going on here on the LDLC side. In fact, Smiths won the battle last time over here on the toilet side of the A push.
Looking for that A push here to change things up because it really does seem like every single round NiP end up on B. So is this the time now that they try and change it up and go towards that A site? But Smith wins the duel on the AWP already. Picks off his first guy in mid.
Very nice. Again, the opening kill happening for LDLC. And now they're going for a little bit of a boost, it seems like, at least trying to. Yeah, they're going to see if they can get Happy up and looking over the wall here. And actually, he will spot that person, but almost dies for it. A little bit of hesitation there. Now, that would have been a really good opening for NiP if they could have got in there with that first kill.
Happy's going to watch this demo afterwards and just be like, why was I aiming so high? He's always aiming a little bit too high with that wallbang.
But MBK, he brings it right back with a really nice triple kill. Everybody from NiP just getting shot down coming into the bomb site. Forest now, 1-on-4, and it will be a quad kill from MBK. What a great round going into it here. Just 2 from the pipe and another 2 coming in from the L-bend. Just a one-man army defending it. And NiP, now just take a look at this. If they had had the bomb plant this round, they would have actually all had enough to buy AKs. That was the difference. The $800 difference here. That's what did it. So, but as a result, now they don't, and they're going to have to eco another one. LDLC could take the round lead for the first time in this game.
Exactly. They have all of the control because they still have plenty of money on LDLC's side as well. Living with 4 guys. This is just huge for LDLC. They have all of the control, all of the confidence as well because NiP just can't seem to crack them. And now they have plenty of money to go for interesting pushes if they want to. I mean, Happy playing aggressively a little bit here with his AWP, trying to look in towards T-spawn. Not going to spot anybody just yet, but still information gained.
Yeah. Gerard has found a pocket in the smoke that he's just waiting in, and now they're going to push in with some flashbangs and try and get really close. But Happy will still land the first shot. MBK in position with the AK. Got to be careful he doesn't spray his full magazine. Actually, not that great defense this time. Going to go down, and should be a bomb plan here for NiP. So that's going to give them a little bit more. Happy with a good shot, and Forrest will die last. And, well...
Everybody wants that tag. Everybody wants to get that tag.
They just want to get in there. They even burned Get Right at the end.
Still, I'm really impressed with Happy's off play so far, actually. I mean, CZ for 1 kill, but still, the flick with the op, Happy showing that he's capable of using that sniper rifle.
Which is interesting, because normally we would be calling for Smiths and Shocks to be the 2 people AWPing, but I mean, Shocks has been doing alright without the AWP, and MBK has just been stunning, especially in the second half when in that B bomb side. He's been such a rock that it's really hard to apparently root him out. But NiP can buy again, and they've got the AWP and Forest. We'll have to see if this is going to make the difference for the Swedish team, because right now they got to fight for it. If Flaren goes down, Get Right goes down, and that's about as bad a start as you can get.
Opposite sides of the map as well. 1 in sewer and 1 at long. It's just they're pushing all over the place. LDLC. They can afford to do this if they want. They can just bully at NiP Gaming. I mean, NiP, right off the bat, they're looking to try and establish some kind of control on the map, and LDLC aren't even letting them set up. They just come rushing at them, pick up the 2 kills, and then fade away again. Yeah. And that's the really frustrating thing for NiP. They aren't able to get refrags and try and bring it back to a 3-on-4 or anything like that. I
like how Smith is covering that, that water fountain right there. If anyone's thirsty, they're gonna have to come through me. I just, no free meals here. Exist is going to go down to Shocks, and
he's just waiting. He's like, oh, somebody's there.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay a tip if you want it. Otherwise, this water is going to cost you dearly. But he misses the shot, though. Forrest will pick it up, and maybe a bit of an opening, but it's still a long ways away. With only 30 seconds in this 2-on-4, I think NiP might be very close to losing this first map here.
As they're right on the edge. Forrest not interested in that water. He's got tap water. Oh no, Happy with the flank. Forrest, though, still with the 180 to pick off Happy. Only problem is that gives away his position, and MBK gets the spray through that smoke. Shows up on the radar, and that's an easy kill there for LDLC. That puts them on map point.
Yeah, so that's a little bit worried about whether or not NiP would have quite enough to buy in this last round, but they just have, and I think they've lost. If we bring up the graph pretty quick, how many rounds is that for NiP in a row now? There it is. All right, yeah, so that's 5 rounds in a row, so that helps them out a lot, in fact. If they want to try and fight for overtime, it's kind of now or never. They've won 1 round in the second half here, and LDLC have seemed just unbeatable. Happy, though, flashed out quite a bit, and now they get a little bit closer. MBK goes down, and that's the first time in a while that he's been the first frag in a round, so maybe there's an opening here for NiP, though. Shocks is going to try and shut it down. Happy with the kill as well, and this is looking great. Still a 3-on-3. Happy hiding in the corner. They know he's there, and they're throwing grenades and everything at him, but while they're focused, Smith comes up, and NiP now a little bit scattered. They don't have the bomb control. They're 1 man down.
Yeah, he's played this perfectly. Happy. He's finally, or no, it's Smith who gets picked off. Happy is waiting in that angle, though, down in the pit, and he just goes rushing up. It's now into a 1-on-1 for Flaren down to half HP. Kiyoshima is sitting on that bomb, however, on that site, but there's still 50 seconds left for Flaren. So he could look to try and change up his angle, try and wrap back around through.
Yeah, he's worried about Kiyoshima doing the same thing, but in fact, Kiyoshima's moved over by the barrels, and is really close to the bomb. Well, if Flaren has so many grenades, but how do you know where to use them?
Exactly. I mean, you could try and use them for a fake, and that looks like what he wants to do. But Kiyoshima sees the direction that it comes from. He knows. It's a scary thing. He should have seen the arc there, so...
Yeah, Flaren is going to be able to put up the bomb, but I don't think he can actually plant the bomb. As one grenade here from Kiyoshima is actually enough to get the kill on Flaren too, so if he fakes it once and Kiyoshima just throws it, that'd be kind of devastating.
Oh, he's not going to have any options.
Oh,
he's not
down
have
to 23.
6 seconds, 5 seconds. He has to go for the plant now.
He's going to come through with 2 seconds left, but how does he get out from under here? That's the problem. Kiyoshima's right there, and that's going to be it. LDLC, they make it all the way back on this first map. What a great comeback. 16-13 from a 12-3 first half. And that's what we're sort of hinting at. This is definitely a CT-sided map, and you play it right, you can get this kind of result. Very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just good to see how close these two teams are. I mean, at least on the CT side, right? It's clearly experience. They need some experience on that T side to start mapping it out, because there's so many options without the skybox that you can... I mean, you can come up with so many clever plays with the nades, etc., but we didn't really see too much of that. So let's go ahead and take a look about the recap. You know, as we talk over this map, let's go ahead and go through some of the bigger plays. But really, it just seemed like if whichever team was on the T side, already it was fun to see that LDLC really favored the A site, and NiP were all about the B site. So there, it's clear, you know, preferences start to show a little bit, but they need to have a little bit more time to refine their T sides, I think, on both sides.
Yeah, but I think this whole... I mean, you're absolutely right. There is a lot of potential to be throwing a lot of different grenades in a map like this, but the problem is it's not just about whether or not you've spent enough time on a map alone to land the grenade right. The rest of the team still has to know how to play once you've put up a smoke or a flashbang or something like that. I think it takes such a long time. It takes more than just a couple of months, and I think no team is actually quite there yet. So I think everything we've seen here from both sides has been mainly just close to standard play. Just hoping for an entry frag and seeing if you can play off there. Yeah, sure, you can put up smokes in the most obvious choke points, but I'd venture to say almost anyone can do. You can go on matchmaking and find people doing this. Without it being like too elaborate. Some of the things we did see was, I mean, Flaren tried to smoke off towards the toilets from the main entrance over towards the A side of the map, but that actually failed. So, I mean, those type of smokes are important, but if you don't get them down right, they're going to backfire on you.
And that's what I mean, basically. It's like practice, right?
Yeah.
Practice.
A lot of practice.
But still, interesting gambit from whichever team. We actually don't know which team. We're going to assume it was NiP that actually tried to pick out Overpass here.
We'll probably have like a Skype interview. So, I mean, later on. So, I mean, once it's all over, we'll try and ask them a little bit about that. But, yeah, I don't think we'll have too much of a break, will we?
No, I don't think we're going to have a break at all, in fact. I think we're going straight into the second map here, guys. So no time wasted at all. Let's keep the momentum going here. Inferno is going to be the second map of this best of 3. So now we have to see, you know, after the beating that they just took in that half, NiP, are they going to be able to come into Inferno strong? I mean, it is a strong map for them, but we have seen LDLC beat them on it in the past. And that's the really scary thing here, is that LDLC really seem to have NiP's number.
They do, and they're a really strong team, and NiP, I mean, doing a lot of regrouping and trying to get back into it.
Well, it's like LDLC going into it. It's interesting because they mapped their style out on NiP's style. When they created the team, they're like, we're actually using NiP as a blueprint with how they used to play. That's what we want to do, and we see that as like a strong style to build our style on. It's just interesting to see how right now, you know, it's like the students, you know, beating the masters or something like that, right? Where it's like, you know, all of a sudden LDLC are the ones who are actually taking it to NiP, and NiP don't really seem to know how to handle it when it comes down to taking those shots and dealing with the pressure that's coming out from LDLC. Every single time it seemed like LDLC were the ones getting the entry, and it was either, you know, a clever play from Get Right or somebody managing to pull off a flank that was saving NiP's bacon. Yeah. So now the question is, Inferno, are NiP going to be able to get the entry frags? We're going to look to Friberg. It feels like Friberg, he had a couple of rounds there where he was able to come to the fore, but we're not seeing him take point as often as we should, because his role on this team is get in their face and get those kills. So if Friberg isn't managing that, that's when NiP really seemed to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious about seeing NiP on this map. The last couple of times we've seen them, they've actually gone for a couple of AWPs on the map. I mean, not double AWP, but just like they picked up AWPs specifically, which is something they didn't do in the past at all, ever on Inferno. So I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to try something like that, and if it's going to be Forrest or Flaren doing it. And
I'm looking for the Exist Scar 20.
Yeah, it could happen.
I'm looking for him to go back to that because he used to have a lot of fun with that Scar 20, holding mid, looking down mid with that auto sniper. You know, Exist always picked that up if he felt either that they needed to do something to change it up, or they were just like super confident. So I'm hoping that Exist, he's going to kind of like reach into his back pocket, the playbook, and be like, oh yeah, I did used to use an auto sniper. And then
for that to work, they still need a strong enough economy to actually pick it up. So actually, what's going to be fun here, and this is something we didn't mention in the first map, but something that is really interesting about any matchup, whatever team they may end up on in the future. Between Shoxy and Forest is that they're two of the best pistol players in the whole world. So the pistol round is going to be, hopefully going to be super exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, it was actually Smiths on the first half that really sort of came up with some good kills. But yeah, Shox and Forest are really good times.
DreamHack, when they played, Shoxy won that battle. And Shoxy actually killed Forest, like the first frag of the pistol round.
Yeah.
So it was Boiler Room. Yeah. So now, does Forrest remember this? Is Forrest's memory long? He's got that little, like that parchment or something like that. He's just gonna like scratch Shoxy's face into it and be like, the knife into it. It's like, I'm gonna get you for it.
It's like a dartboard at home with
with Shoxy's face on it.
Darts them.
Except that it's not darts he's throwing. It's like USPs.
Yeah.
Just like practicing the flick.
Something like that. Look, guys, if you're just joining us, then this is a best of 3. It's going to be the second map, and NiP will be starting on the CT side of Infernus. Welcome here to the Fragbite Masters. We're still at Group A, and the winner here gets to go first in the group and into the upper bracket. Loser, they get to play the consolidation match between Copenhagen Wolves, which is also tonight. So, no matter what happens, actually, we're going to have a really great second map. So we'll see, or second matchup.
Oh, yeah. This is it, guys. Inferno, and now we're actually this is the winner match, so it's not done yet for the groups, but this is first seed of the group on the line, and Yoshiba, double kill at the top of Banana right away. NiP just get overwhelmed.
Yeah, and they're rushing down middle again, so this is the aggression play coming out from NiP, just trying to push everywhere. Shox is hiding down there. Not going to be for long, but LDLC come out on top quite big. That's an ace from Kiyoshima. He picks up everyone in the middle of all of that. Oh my god, we needed a lot more camera angles there to try and cover that. We need, like, I don't know.
How do you find Kiyoshima? Like, how do you look to Kiyoshima as, like, the man who's going to get 5 frags?
There was no way to predict that.
I mean...
That is so ridiculous.
I don't even know. But that's a catastrophe for NiP. I mean, as far as NiP are concerned, they were clearly going for just the all-out aggression. Push down Banana, push down mid, sandwich LDLC at the bottom of Banana. And, well, things like that happen, just straight up headshots everywhere. NiP never got anything going. They ran right into 3 guys, and that was Freiburg first man taken out, and then it was just downhill from there for NiP. They still managed to do a little bit of damage there to Happy, so that might be a good thing. Oh, look at Forrest, though. Forrest, ultra flank into second mid, but he gets caught. Happy's got eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah, apparently so. And LDLC haven't lost a member yet. Happy's kind of low, but that grenade on Get right. It's going to have his ears ringing for at least a couple of days. If you're flaring in the middle, doesn't really have a lot of health here. I mean, 5-7 is good at this range, and actually it's going to be an instant headshot, but he doesn't have the health to take a long sort of prolonged battle with anyone, really. Freiburg could pick up another kill inside, and actually maybe even 2. They're going to get close enough for headshot range here, and that's what he's counting on as well. But they jump up on the box. Smart play from Smiths. I like it. I like it a lot.
No wasted time at all. They're just clearing out that site as quickly as possible. So LDLC now with a bit of the turn of speed there. NiP just getting overwhelmed. NiP not going for Kevlar that time, so they just kind of dropped actually like 1,000 per person, more or less, going for those CZs, armor, the 5.7s. So they're going to have a little bit of money in this round. Don't really choose to invest anything, in fact. They're going hard eco here. P2000 is in P2Ks, or P2Ks in USPs rather, but they only have $200, and that's on Flora. The flash.
3 members in the middle. Are they going to get flashed in? It's a little bit too late. Actually, the LDLC are pretty far up. The flashbangs don't work well enough. This is really unfortunate. It's a nice idea from NiP having Fiflaren flash the 2 people in, and then they could have picked, peek middle. If LDLC had been, like, 2 meters further back, that flashbang would have been perfect, and they would have maybe all been flashed. But because they were just at the edge, it did almost nothing.
Yeah.
So just a missed timing by a few seconds there.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't at least go for P250s in this round. If they did, if they didn't go for armor last round, why didn't they just go for P250s here? A P250 at that range, I mean, obviously, you got to look back at it, right? Shoxy peaks Get Right, and Get Right, manages to headshot the one guy who's at 30 HP. Happy's at 30 HP as well, but he's on the other side of the map, about as far from Get Right as he can possibly get at this point. So there isn't a whole lot that Get Right can do here as far as exit frags past that Shoxy kill. it's hindsight, right? You're looking back, you're like, man, if only I'd had a P250 that close, it would have been like guaranteed kill. Shoxy would have got nailed.
Yeah, I would be much better at this game if I could, you know, time travel and go back and play the rounds over once I already knew what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think a lot of us.
Yeah, definitely would improve my skills quite a bit.
Okay, right. Yeah, okay. Still pretty respectable buy here from NiP. And they're able to get 3 kits. They've got some decent gear. They've got smoke nades across the board, good number of flashes. So actually, this is a pretty good buy here for NiP. Now, well, it's that 4th round buy here coming up for NiP, so they have to lock it down. LDLC can't be allowed to pick up a 4th round this early on in the half.
Yeah, that would definitely be a disaster for the Swedish team. And some apartments control coming out. Here's Shoxy making his way in, and Forrest will take him down pretty cleanly. So that's a really good kill. No access up in these apartments. What are LDLC going to do? I mean, they do eventually make sure there's no one in bedroom, but I mean, NiP could play this as safely as they want. They got a bit of a trick over by Archway, where they have 2 people. Fiflown is in the corner hiding, and Xist sort of covering him. So if anyone comes charging this way, Xist is going to fall back, and hopefully is what NiP is thinking. No one's going to check it. But actually, Fiflown, well, he doesn't get spotted.
But that's the thing. They're going to know that Fiflown plays short. Xist plays Arch. So they see Xist, and they're going to think, okay, he's the only guy over here. Fiflown could have a golden opportunity right now. Oh, but they're still nading it, and the volley as well. Fiflown out into the open, but he still gets the kill on NBK.
Yeah, that's better than nothing, but Xist goes down, and LDLC actually making some headway, but now the bomb is dropped here, and GetRight's covering it, so still a 2-on-3, and now they got to be careful they don't run out of time entirely. It's still just 25 seconds left. Kiyoshima's going to make the pickup here, but I'm not sure what they're doing right now, LDLC. It feels like they really want NiP to come and peek them, but the Swedes are sort of standing still, just waiting inside the bomb sites here. Happy up close with the AK, goes for the spray, but Forrest and Freiburg will end it. And I don't know, a little bit too much hesitation, I think, on LDLC's side. Even in a 2-on-3 like that, they should have probably just committed to going either Arch or Quad and then just go with it.
Yeah, just speed up, basically.
Yeah.
Go through the blender, tempt fate, basically. But, I mean, still, when it comes down to it, it was also NiP just landing the shots when they had to, right? You know, because LDLC still had opportunity. A little bit of an unlucky situation there for Happy at the end, but, you know, it's just like when it came down to it, NiP were landing the shots first. So this is still starting off pretty good here as far as a buy round is concerned. 3 guys live for NiP, so they're going to be able to spread their money out pretty well. And if they get the confidence after landing those kills, now we could see NiP start to wake up here, because their CT side was very good on Overpass. Now we have to see them bring that to the fore here on Inferno. Obviously a map that both of these teams are very familiar with. Fiflown getting picked off, however, is not going to help things here. LDLC managed that entry, and now with a minute left on the clock as well, they can really just starve NiP for information. NiP are the ones now who have to kind of just do some guesswork, and they're going to have to make the right call as well. You can already see GetRight starting to float a little bit more towards CT. You know, if it's going to be the A play here for LDLC, he wants to be a little bit closer to be able to make that quick rotation, but he doesn't want to abandon Freiburg here either. It's a tough call. It's a real tough call right now for NiP.
Yeah, it definitely is, and because, well, they've used all their smokes, Freiburg actually does have a Molotov, but it's kind of in the wrong spot, which means if it ends up being a B push, which it seems like it might be a B split coming out, if they get through Archway right here, this is going to work pretty well. The one thing that could really work out for them, or could go wrong, is if they get shot down. Freiburg will pick up that first kill, and they rotate back around to A. They bring the bomb back, so now Forrest the only one covering, and NPK just straight shots him down. Now, Xist is taking a fight at Library, and we'll actually pick up Kiyoshima, which is very, very important. Now, we're back in the 3-on-3. The bomb has only just gone down, and Freiburg still has that one Molotov in hand. Not sure he can really use it easily. And GetRight trying to clear towards the boiler room. They gotta move quick, NiP. They all have kits, but they still have... It's gonna be hard finding these LDLC members.
Holy hell, so good, GetRight. He's not gonna land the spray, but he still gets the shot. Down to 10 HP, but he loses his mate Freiburg at the same time, and Xist is alone now, and there isn't enough time for him to get a triple kill and get that defuse. NBK hanging back just long enough to make sure that Xist can't lurk in there and, you know, pull a ninja. But now, that was off the back of some good damage there dealt by GetRight.
Now, we often use the term mid-round calling a lot without really explaining what it really means. So once NiP actually got that opening kill over at the B-bomb side, Freiburg took down that kill. I think that gave LDLC enough information to suspect that maybe they had made like a big rotation because it was Freiburg holding there, and maybe they even like heard a couple of people inside the B-bomb side behind them. So that's mid-round calling for you. They went back to a wrapped around Archway and in towards you know, the pit, took down Forest, and that was it. So, you know, that's not a strat that's planned out from the beginning of the round. That's a strat that you compose as you get the information towards the middle of the round. So just really sweet play from LDLC, and that's I mean, that kind of skill is really hard to come by as an in-game leader, but if you can do it, you can win against almost any team.
Shox is very good at that as well. It's one of his stronger sides.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. He can actually pull all that information together. He's also got Happy there to help him and NBK. Smith, I mean, basically, these guys are just like one big brain. You've got 4 guys with so much experience on this team that they're able to make these kinds of calls very quickly. And now, well, LDLC, they've broken NiP's money. Fiflaurin has got an AK to play with, but this is all there is. Exist is already off this map, and he had that helmet, the Kevlar helmet.
Forest, if he picks up a kill and steals this AK, actually this apartment is going to be a pretty good place for him to stay at. Takes down Happy, keeps running, and if only they'd come in quad, this would have been great, but they're all over the archway, so now Forest's position is just much weaker, and they're going to wrap around towards the B bomb side. Again, LDLC making just some really smart choices here. They don't take the fight at A, they go back and put the bomb down at B, and now it's a 3-on-3 with AKs, and Fiflaurin actually has a kit, but they don't have any armor. I'm not seeing how NiP can easily fight this.
I mean, it comes down to getting a pick very quickly. And they're going through on Banana, but the smokes are down at this point. Yeah. Shoxy's like, sure, we'll cut you off, no problem at all. They don't see anybody rotating in through Arch because they left Kiyoshima behind to make sure that he could potentially catch anybody rotating over from that A site. And now it's just going to be, look at this, Kiyoshima running down mid, picks up the first one, but he will get instantly picked off in return. And that's 2 guns saved here for NiP.
Yeah, but definitely worth it for Kiyoshima. That AK, it matters a lot less to him than it does to NiP having a 3rd AK. I gotta remember the Swedes they've already lost that first half due to an absolutely ridiculous comeback from LDLC. And on the second map, I mean, the French are just starting off really strongly here. 5-1 is terrifying if you're NiP. You've got to bank on somehow getting back into this. And that whole discussion we're having about AWPs or auto snipers or whatever, it doesn't even really matter right now for NiP because they don't have the economy for it. And they certainly can't afford to throw in a random eco round just for the sake of it to try and pick one up. So I don't know. They're playing, again, some basic play. Kiyoshima trying to see if he can catch NiP off guard by running through the fire, which seems like a slightly crazy idea.
Could work, though. You catch somebody with a nade in hand, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's a risk. It's a risk that you try and go for, and this time it doesn't pay off, really, apart from the information that they get that, okay, they are holding passive behind these nades. Nobody holding at the top of Banana. They get the feel for how NiP are going to be playing this round because it's passive as well over on the A side of things. There is Exist kind of dancing around the angle on Arch, but now he decides to back off, go for the more passive position to hold from. These are positions that NiP can very easily help each other with. You know, that crossfire, that triangle of doom. Now they have that setup, but they're going to be going off a lot of what Exist has for them here. If he can actually peek them as they come around the corner, it's going to be big. But there's the smoke, and Exist spots 1 guy.
The thing is, with over at B, if they get a kill over at B right now, they could actually wrap around, but Exist will pick down NBK through the smoke, so that's a really nice opening for NiP. And LDLC, the time here is working against them now quite heavily. 25 seconds is just not a lot. Unless you're Na'Vi, you're going to really be worried. So they're going to rotate back around to B, and this time I'm not so sure it's going to work out as well. Shoxy's going to take down Get Right, but Freiburg's still over here. 15 seconds. All he has to do is get the 1 kill on the guy carrying the bomb, and that's going to seal the round. 10 seconds left, and that's it. Freiburg win it for NiP. Very nice defense here coming out from the B player, making a huge difference.
Incredibly patient play coming out as well. Freiburg, I mean, doing everything right, hiding behind new boxes like that, making sure that he was just lying in wait. We could see it here with 13 seconds left. They have no idea he's on this site. They haven't checked everything, but that's the problem here for LDLC is that they have left themselves so little time. They don't even have time to check the site thoroughly before going for that plant. They have to go straight for it. So Freiburg being alive behind new boxes in that position is very well done. Also Exist managing to pick up, not 1 frag, but 2 frags, hunting down Shoxy as well, but really just holding that arch position so well. I mean, that was a lot of information given there, and I think NiP were able to put 2 and 2 together, allowing Freiburg to get into the position that he held there so quickly. Because if he gets caught out in the open on that B side, if he tries to take a fight and gets overwhelmed, the LDLC have the round right there. So NiP taking all the information that they've got and actually making the right call off of it.
I really love to see NiP go for some aggressive apartments play with a couple of people. That's something they did a lot in the past. Before Cologne, we saw if you found sometimes even alone, but also with Forest up there, so they had like a double setup in apartments. Right now they're giving a lot of map control to LDLC, and apart from the last round, the French have been really good at abusing that quite heavily. So we'll have to see now. They are going back towards the A bomb site, and still got some time left on the clock here. Once that fire is gone, feels like maybe they're going to be able to go, and they have actually 4 smokes left on LDLC still. They can just smoke Forest out of this pit, and he won't be able to really help his team that much. So maybe this can work out right now for the terrorist side. They're certainly trying for it here, rushing in already, and that's a great opening as MBK takes down Forest with a good headshot. Flaren sprays on one, but he's also alone at the bomb site. He's going to drop the bomb carrier, but I'm not sure it's enough. And, well, in the corner, it's Shoxy hiding, and Freiburg now in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, Freiburg now trying to rotate in. He's not going to catch anybody out in the open as well. Looks like Shoxy is able to get up into the graveyard area there. Yeah, he will be in graveyard. So now this holds off this angle, and it's not a common angle to hold from. So Freiburg, he could check it, but it's not even worth going for it at this point. Freiburg with the 3 guys alive, 1 on site, 1 in graveyard, and 1 up in apartments as well. So you have oversight for LDLC. Freiburg, it's just not going to play for him. He has to back off and hold this gun. Big thing here is that, you know, NiP are trying to make the adjustment. They know that LDLC are basing a lot of their play off of entry frags. They know that LDLC get a lot of momentum off that early kill that allows them to make the mid call and then allows them to go ahead and try and make a play for a site. So NiP, their way of countering this at this point is basically to play as passively as possible, to hold way back on the site and play the clock instead. They say, okay, LDLC, we're going to let you get map control. We're going to let you get up into A apartments and take control of Banana and all that jazz, right? You get most of the map to play with. That's fine. But then you have to play against the clock because eventually you're going to have to try and crack a site. The one thing that can backfire here is that NiP, when it comes down to it, Forest on short, he needs to get the kills. He cannot, you know, if you're going to play that passively like that, you have to land the shots at all costs. That's your fallback point. Is basically you're just confident in your ability to get the kills when they present themselves. And Forest not picking up the 2 on short, that was a big deal there.
Oh, Geralt trying to defend. That's a really good double spray down. They come for the smoke, and actually he has the last bullets to take down Smiths. There's a big difference between the M4A4 and the M4A1. Then if that had been the M4A1, he would have not killed Smiths at the end. Would have tried with the pistol instead. But Happy's alone, getting wrapped around, and this is big news for NiP. If they lose this round, or if they had lost this round, they would have been ecoing, and that would have been a complete disaster. LDLC already have way more rounds than they need right now. And I'm surprised, actually, that the French tried to do this because they've been playing so slowly and it's been working really well for them.
I think it was just trying to change the pace, perhaps. You know, LDLC, they realize what NiP are up to. So they're trying to see if they can actually catch NiP off guard. You know, try and just go for the ultra-aggression, the ultra-violence. But this time around, it works. I mean, it works against you if you're trying to run through smoke or if you're trying to run through an angle and get rights on the other side of it. I mean, the Spray Master Extraordinaire right there. We got the demonstration. Takes 3 guys out with 1 mag, so it's not too shabby. And now NiP have control of the bomb as well, so this is just not a good position for Happy to find himself in. He's going for all the little tricks, though. You know, self-boosts himself up onto the wall, using the roof there to stop his jump, but there you go. Exist will pick up the final frag, and NiP live with 3 guys, so this is what needs to happen here for NiP. They need, at all costs, to have at least 3 guys living through the rounds.
Yeah. So how many bullets were left when he landed that kill? I'm really wondering,
10.
Trying to count here.
He was down to 11. He got it with the last bullet.
Yeah, that's funny. They still have almost no money on the Swedish side, but I mean, at least LDLC ecoing. That's something that can work out for them. Maybe they can give them a little bit of breathing space as they go into this round, and they're still putting up pretty much a completely default setup here. NiP. Exist going to be smoking from Archway over to the B bomb site. It's a nice detail, but again, not very much aggression. Just taking it kind of slowly. Oh, but the grenades in the middle certainly did the damage to LDLC. That's terrifying. Flaren's going to go down anyway, but Forest and Exist are here and should be able to pick up a couple of good kills as Happy's going to get stabbed in the back by Forest. So they only lose Flaren, and the initial grenades kind of soften them up a little bit. And that gives LDLC another rifle round.
Yeah, it gives them a couple CZs as well. Party favors, right? So NiP aren't going to frown too hard at that. Still, however, losing the 1 guy. I mean, you see Flaren actually starting to get a little bit low. They don't actually have that much money. Nope. That's the scary thing here for NiP. I mean, 3 of the guys don't have enough money for a buy in the next round, for example. Freiburg and Forest have reasonable amounts, but it's just still nowhere near the comfort zone for NiP. They definitely need to win a couple more rounds and do so in such a clean fashion that allows for them to actually hold on to like 4 rifles.
Oh, NBK almost connecting with the spray there. And we could kind of tell from the setup that LDLC were actually expecting some apartments aggression coming out from NiP because they were holding all the way back in the T apartments and spotting up there. But they're not going to find anyone here. Again, NiP, they're just doing what they're doing. No, not that much variation actually coming out from them, but Exist is going to get flashed into the middle. That's a great double pick off. Kiyoshima kind of runs into it, and Exist is going to go for the repeat. That's a triple now. Can he get another one? He's going to spray again. That's 4, and it has just Happy left. He's got the C set out. Happy's in the boiler room up in the apartments waiting. Exist this would be the perfect time to pick up an ace and just bounce his team back into it.
He's calling to his mates as well. He's like, I've got a quad. And NiP, no, they're going to give him a chance at it. They're going to give him a chance at it. They exist. You got to find it, mate. Oh, he gets it. Exist, the ace. Perfect hole to talk about. That's how you do it. Exist is happy as well. Up, down, nodding his head. He's got the metal music in the background.
13 kills. That bounces him to the top of the scoreboard if he wasn't there already. So this is looking really... That's the kind of play you need. Like, mentally, if you want to get back into the game, just one person steps it up and does that. I mean, NiP needed a lot more than LDLC do right now. That forces the French back on an eco. I'll have to see another follow-up grenade here, and Get Right still hiding on the corner. He's going to get flashed in, take a peek, and take a quick kill as well.
Ouch. That nade. Oh, but then Kyoshima with the CZ rounds the corner and assassinates Get Right, and Freiburg gets caught out in the open. What are they doing? Exist does manage to save it. The good rotation in here from him. Manages to get 2 kills. Could get a 3rd one as well with that CZ, but Happy overwhelms him, and we're into a 2-on-2.
Yeah, much too sloppy round from NiP, though. I mean, this bomb plant and the kills as well, way more than LDLC should have been able to do.
This is scary. Now, that bomb plant means LDLC are going to have a lot of cash going into the next round, but also now they've got 2 rifles, so they got 1 to work with. Happy's going to be the last man alive, and they do manage to survive with both members here. But NiP, that was way too close for comfort.
Yeah.
I mean, Get Right, okay, granted, but Freiburg getting picked off as well. The double entry for Kyoshima. He came in big for his team. And we have the Exist ace here. That was very fine spray control, and then managing to pick up the 3rd one.
Yeah, but actually, this is a problem, right? You can't go from having an ace and, you know, sort of the emotional roller coasters on the incline, everyone's feeling really happy. Then you play an anti-eco round where you lose 3 members and only barely make it out. That's not good, NiP. They need better than that. They win the round, sure, and they bring it back to 6-6. So, you know, if you measure it where they started, that's still pretty good, but...
Let's not forget who we're talking about here, though. We're still talking about NiP. And NiP, T-side of Inferno, they can wreak havoc. They could finish this 9-6, and that could be enough. I mean, you can never count NiP out, especially on a T side. They're capable of just doing the impossible. So it's a very scary thing here for NiP, but it's going to be Exist holding at Arch, and he picks up the first frag. NBK peeking alone as well. Because of that incendiary, his teammates couldn't actually be there for the refrag. But then Exist gives himself up.
Yeah, but if they run around quad here, then Flaren might be able to flash himself in. Smoke's going to clear. Flash pops up, and he just barely catches him. That could have been a really great opening. Now he's going to have to fall back, and actually, Happy won't let him. Forrest with the return pretty quickly. Still the 3-on-3 here. Forrest taking a fight long range. Going to pick up a 2nd kill. Goes for a 3rd one, and that's 3 quick kills from Forrest, and the bomb dropped in the center of the map. So, Smiths, he was playing a bit of a rollover at the B bomb side, but that no longer has any impact.
Yeah, now he has to kind of just, okay, guys, I'm here. I missed the party. Forrest gets a quad kill. So they struggle versus, I mean, NiP pulling a bit of a Hellraisers. You know, they struggle in anti-eco rounds, but then, hey, as soon as LDLC have guns, all of a sudden everybody's getting quad kills and aces. And there's the Scar 20. There we go. NiP busted out in the end. Exist has got the auto sniper. So that's $5,000 just right there. 12,000. I mean, basically, you can see it right there. The whole story. Drop 7 grand in a round. So now does this catch LDLC off guard? Do they give him a target here? Nade down middle actually does a little bit of damage there in Kyoshima. There you go. Gets picked off by Exist. That's Scar 20 already going to work.
Yeah, hopefully for NiP at least, putting a little bit of a mental pressure on LDLC, just knowing that somewhere out there is that ridiculous auto sniper. Sharksy making his way down boiler room. So LDLC, they're still trying to do what they were doing, which worked earlier in the half, is just having these, you know, getting some forward positions, taking up control in middle and towards the B bomb side, hoping for an opening frag, and then kind of seeing if they can't make their way after that. And MBK's taking the fight, but he's going to fail to get the entry. Smith with a really good flashbang into the bomb site. Get Right returning onto him, but they can at least get in here and get the bomb down. So now there's a real chance, and Get Right goes down. LDLC might be able to claim a 7th round here if they can just defend the bomb long enough.
Yeah, and well played here by Happy as well. Doesn't overextend. Make sure that nobody can follow him into construction, but when it comes to facing, he knows that Scar 20 is out there, and he doesn't overextend, give too big of a target for Exist. And it's going to be NBK in a crucial position at the top of Banana, picking up 2 kills, and Exist finally gets to take one down with that Scar 20, but it's a 1-on-2, and he has to walk into a crossfire here if he wants to get anywhere near this bomb.
Yeah, and really nice communication and nice timing coming out from LDLC. Triple kill from NBK as well. Just 1 weakness over at that B bomb site, and Smith's actually got a really great entry frag running in. That made all the difference. Even though Get Right was right there to get the return, still worked out in favor of the terrorist side. So 7-7, and we're moving into the 15th round.
Yeah, it's a bit touch and go. That's the thing. You know, if Freiburg goes down, Get Right's on the other side of that smoke. He's on the wrong side of that smoke in CT. So it's not going to be very good. And it looks like LDLC, you know, seeing as how they had so much success in the last round, they want to give it another go here on the B site. Get Right could have a great nade, and he's going to take out Shoxy, and he still gets a kill. No, Freiburg will light it up, and Freiburg with the double.
Yeah, still needs to stay alive and maybe even get another one. That Molotov's going to prevent the plant for a little while, so that's smart thinking from Freiburg. And it's buying time for his teammates to show up. Shoxy's kind of trapped in the corner. You can't plant here, so he's going to have to wait until someone's going to help him out. And they have the smokes on the Molotov, so yeah, there's the smoke for Kiyoshima. So now Shoxy can finally move. And he's just waiting to make sure no shots are going to go through. So here comes the plant, but Exist picks up Happy. And NiP are actually handling this round fairly well. Molotov's going to buy a little bit of time, but not enough time for the bomb to actually go off. So still, it's going to be tricky.
Really nicely done here. Freiburg just holding that position, still alive. Kiyoshima in the back of the corner here. He's going to have to look at this 2-on-4 situation. Shoxy picks up one. This could be it, but he's not going to manage it. It's going to be forced at Freiburg to pick up the remaining 2 frags. And NiP, good retake at the end in the 15th round, will pick up that 8th round and give themselves the lead going into the second half. Bit scary there for a moment, but the key moment there was that Freiburg, he saw the bomb get into that corner. He saw that it was Shoxy carrying the bomb, and so long as he held that angle and didn't show himself to anybody else on that site, he just boxes Shoxy in, and that's buying more and more time for NiP to rotate in and get into positions. So LDLC not able to get that very quick plan on that B site. That certainly did not help them. Freiburg played a crucial role, and he's only sitting at 8-1-8 right now. So I mean, it's not like his frags are really reflecting, you know, how important it is right now, his role on this map.
It's fairly absurd that Exist has 19 kills when no one's even remotely close to him. But NiP, they got to win this pistol round. I'm pretty sure if LDLC win it, then it's going to be almost all over. They're trying to do a boost in here, and actually, they're going to get rushed down while they're boosting. That's not good. Now, NiP are probably going to check it. I'd be surprised if they didn't here. NBK trying to survive. He's going to get the first one, and actually, Happy takes a kill, and now they know. Look at FBM instantly turning around, and they're going to come and find Happy, but the rest of LDLC get time to get in here. It's still a 2-on-2, and the bomb hasn't been planted. NiP, maybe just those few seconds delaying is going to be enough here for LDLC to be in a favorable position. How do they get out from behind here? And Smith will take down one. FBM trapped in a corner, and don't see him coming out alive with this one. Actually, he's going to pick up that first kill. There's a one-on-one. If FBM does it, that'd be the most heroic move all day.
Oh, no doubt about it. In a long time, 10 HP. He's got the Glock, but Shoxy, he's got him boxed in behind new boxes. 45 seconds left. And this is the game of chicken. Shoxy just peeking. He's keeping him pinned down. Shoxy doesn't even have to show himself, because at the end of it, it does come down to Fifth Floor and having to get this plant. Eventually, it comes down to Fifth Floor, and there you go. Shoxy will finally catch him out in the open. Lands one bullet. That's all it takes. And Shoxy rewarded for his patient play there. He knew exactly how to lock it down. Fifth Floor was the one under the gun who had to get, you know, who was playing against the clock. He had to get that plant eventually. So Shoxy, all he had to do was stay alive and play that position.
Now, I have a certain amount of appreciation for the double Nova setup that's going on here on the LDLC side. I feel like that's how you want to play it. If you're already beating NiP, and LDLC most certainly are right now, you know, why not? Why not just kick up with the Nova play?
Get the money. Get the money. $900 per kill with a shotgun. So that's a lot of money in the bank here, potentially, especially, you know, unarmored targets. This could be big. Kiyoshima, is he going to get flashed in?
He's trying to pre-fire it mid-air. Actually gets the second one as well, so that definitely is worth it. And then Shox is there to finish off with the M4 and the pistol as well. So a pretty clean round from LDLC. I mean, Kiyoshima could have killed all 4 members coming out there. That could have definitely happened.
I just wish that he had got flashed in there. Can you imagine the wreck it, like just how hard he would have wrecked them?
Yeah.
I mean, 4 guys up there, fully flashed, 4 shots at the shotty, and he could have done it right there. That would have been brilliant. But, you know, still, 2 kills, $1,800 in the bank, and you know, Kiyoshima isn't going to be too disappointed with that.
Nope. And it's a pretty safe play, because NiP didn't get the bomb plant, so he could be quite sure they weren't going to be having any armor in that round. They do this time as well. Flash goes in, NBK, perfect timing. Picks up the first one. He's ready for a second Existus here, and he's going to get shot down. Oh, man. They're not even going to bother driving him to the emergency room at that point. There's really no need to. Get Right is going to be walking in here, and Kiyoshima is going to pick up that kill. So LDLC, man, they're steamrollering NiP.
I mean, they're looking indomitable right now. This is brutal, because LDLC now, not only do they have guys picking up kills with shotguns, but they're keeping everybody alive as well. So their money... It's not like NiP at the beginning of the half, where NiP were kind of just, you know, touch and go, barely hanging in there, right, having to eco. LDLC, they've got the perfect start, and Happy will just assassinate Forest. Forest just is taken off the map, and it's down to Fiflara now, 1v5, kind of lurking on the A site.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the bomb either, so you know, no matter what he does here, it's not going to be the right thing, essentially. Kiyoshima will take him down. That's a flawless round. Really sad that NBK didn't hold on to the shotgun, because he actually survived the round and everything.
How did he shoot Freiburg through Exist there?
I don't know. What I like about this play is that NBK knew for a fact that they were going to have AKs, so it's kind of great for him to just save the shotgun and, you know, step up at the top of Banana and he's like, hold my beer and I will go and do this job right here. Definitely very nice. 10,
hold his wine.
8. Oh man, 19th round is coming up and NiP just don't have the economy for it. I'd be shocked if NiP could make this comeback happen. They need Exist to drop another ace, and they need even more than that. Because even that ace in the first half didn't really seem to give NiP that great of a boost.
It may have set it up. I mean, they were still able to pick up the next 3 rounds, but it's like NiP are definitely, you know, having a little bit of trouble here dealing with the pressure from LDLC. Although right now, the full-out YOLO play here from NiP actually nets them 2 kills. So this is looking much better here for NiP. They're kind of in the middle of no man's land, though, in the CT spawn area, and that's actually going to prompt the rotation, or not the rotation, but the repositioning here of, NBK. And as I call his name, he'll pick up Freiburg. It's just going to be Get Right now alive with the bomb. Gets spotted at range, and NBK picks him up, too. A really quick reaction there by NBK. As soon as they realized that NiP were kind of over in that arch area, and they could potentially be into CT, NBK, he was about to rotate over towards A, but he instantly pulls a 180 and just gets behind new boxes. So LDLC, they're not making any wrong calls at this point. They're just really locking down their game very nicely.
So 10,000 on NBK, almost 9,000 on Shox. So it's kind of now is the time for NiP to bring it back. Now, Kuska, they're going to lose right here, but LDLC's economy have got to start declining instead of inclining, and NiP need just a lot of rounds on the board. We have to see some sort of miracle-style play coming out here from the Swedish Ninjas. Otherwise, I'm not sure the French are ever going to really let up. Exist does get a good opening kill onto Smiths, but it gets returned pretty quickly. That's still worth it. That's still a good move from the terrorist side here, and if they can catch Kiyoshima, that'd be big. He's coming around the corner, but Shox is there, shooting them in the bag, and, well, doesn't work out so well for them.
In that pit position, but Forrest has managed to get into Speedway, and it's only NBK here on this site. He's over in Banana, though. Decides to slow down just in time, but that's not going to stop Forrest. Forrest gets the headshot, and the rotation is happening here. The bomb is going to be right over onto that beat site fairly quickly. It's down to Shoxy now, last man alive. Has that M4, but there's a smoke to block him off, and this is a nightmare now for Shoxy. That smoke is going to make this so dangerous. He has to just go running right through. Flash to lead the way. Tries to take the fight with the first man, but Freiburg will land the shot, and that is going to be NiP picking up that 9th round. So when it came down to it, they had 2 guys that lived through that. They still got the plant, but NiP, most importantly, they're going to force LDLC to crack a little bit of that bank.
Yeah. And actually crack it quite a bit, because those guys with 10 and 11,000, they all had to buy for their teammates here. So one more round coming through here from NiP, and it's possible again.
Now Smith has that AWP, though. You haven't seen that yet, and there you go. Smith picks up the first frag on Forest, and entry goes LDLC's way once again. This is really scary. I mean, LDLC, when they pick up that entry frag, is, in general, when they're going to just win the round outright, because now it's NiP who have to extend themselves. NiP have to try and find a way to even it up. And Freiburg not managing to pick up a frag over on Banana, that's not going to help things.
I definitely won't. Is Get Right the man for the job here? I mean, traditionally in any NiP match, he would be the guy we'd be looking for to try and save the situation right here. If Flaren doesn't win that fight against the Happy, so now it almost doesn't matter what they do. They have plenty of time, but not going to work. Get Right goes down. Smiths with the 2nd kill. AWP, a great investment in MPK.
What?
I'm not sure about that. How did he know?
How did he know?
So many questions, so few answers. 12 to 9. LDLC doing a fine job at the moment.
I just imagined NBK, he was like, what would Flusha do right now? He would just press mouse 1, wouldn't he? And he did it, and there you go. He gets the kill. NBK, don't look to Flusha, man. Well, actually, you should look to Flusha. If you're going to pick up entries like that, or at least get guys through the smoke just perfectly. And now, well, this is it. NiP on Eco. LDLC now 4 rounds away from picking up this map and securing that first seed in this group.
Driver goes down, and LDLC are playing. They're just playing really way too well right now. And NiP, I mean, they probably banked a fair bit on winning that first map. And the fact that they didn't, even after that 12-3, you know, first half on Overpass, that certainly carries over into Inferno. And then when LDLC are off to a great start on Inferno 2, maybe it's still a bit too much to handle here. The Tech 9 is going to be put to use, but it's still just nowhere near enough here.
Yeah, Happy manages to save that AWP regardless. So
yeah.
That's it's not going to take a big chunk out of the bank, despite the fact that Shoxy, NBK, even Happy had enough money to go ahead and just, you know, buy it, rebuy it, no problem at all. It's still, you know, NiP are looking to make LDLC spend the money, so holding on to those expensive rifles isn't going to help things here for the Swedes. NiP decided to go for a buy. They've got limited nades, but they still have 5 smokes and a couple flashes, so they could potentially make something work here. But NiP need to find an entry frag. Like, that's what needs to happen here for the Swedes. They have to find that first frag of the round to start giving them some space.
They're just going to rush up in here, but are they going to check the corner? Kiyoshima can't see a thing. He's going to pick up the 1 kill. He does get taken down, so this crazy rush up towards Archway is actually going to work out. Now, can they follow it through? They need to push on and not slow down. Get Shoxy in the pit, or even better, to smoke him off here. Molotov comes in, Shoxy goes down, falls back into the flames, and, well, there should be a bomb plant happening at any moment, but it is a 2-on-2, and get right. Can he get this bomb down? He's hesitating, and that's buying more time for LDLC to get in here. They also have the health advantage.
Okay, he could open himself up, and there you go. But it's now into a 1-on-1, and Florence only got 9 HP, and Happy knows where he is as well. Graveyard, he could be waiting right around this corner. Happy deciding no fear, just walks up and point blanks him straight to the face. Flora had no time to react. And that's LDLC picking up that 14th round. They are 2 rounds away from first seed in this group, and this is looking really good for them.
This certainly sends a message of the level of determination on Happy right here. That is such a nice pre-fire. Absolutely beautiful Counter-Strike. That's what you want. You want to have the confidence to do this. 14-9. 2 rounds away from LDLC making it out first in the group and going straight into the upper bracket. And that would mean NiP would be facing Copenhagen Wolves in our next match, by the way, which is also a best of 3. So, yeah, there's a lot coming up still tonight, guys. However this ends, it's going to be a pretty cool evening of Counter-Strike here at the Fragbite Masters. That chicken is going to be toast.
Toast. Roast chicken, man. Had some for lunch today, too. So tasty. I don't know how it would taste with like petrol or whatever it is that uses, you know, that fuels an incendiary nade.
If you're hungry enough, Semler, it's going to be great anyway.
Chicken tastes great no matter what.
And BK decides, I'm going to go and push with only 9 bullets left in my M4. That's no problem at all. Oh, crazy move, but he still comes out on top. Even though if they had jumped him, then all 3 of them, he would have had 9 bullets to kill 3 people. It can be done, but wow. The odds are kind of stacked against you at that point.
You need some Scream-level headshots right there. That's pretty much what has to happen. If Florin decides to go and do a chicken impression, take some fire damage, NBK, he's going to end him. And now it's Freiburg, 1 point of HP at the bottom of Banana. He's about to get flanked as well.
Yeah. It's like the bad news for Freiburg is that he's got 1 health in a 1-on-5. The good news is that if he won that 1-on-5, you know, it would be like the best player of the century, basically.
Basically.
Yeah, so, you know, that's always a silver lining, isn't there? He could have written himself right into the history books, but it doesn't happen. Sad times. 15-9. LDLC, yeah, they make a ridiculous comeback happen on Overpass, and then they carry that victory over into Inferno, and honestly, it's never really seemed like NiP were in control of this on this Inferno map at all. To me, it's felt like LDLC have pretty much just held down the pedal from the beginning. Yeah,
and played some damn good CS. It's pretty much what it boils down to here. Really impressive play from LDLC.
Yeah.
I mean, they said going into this, you know, into this team change as well, you know, like we're looking a lot at NiP and basically saying like this is kind of how we want to be playing it right now. So to see their style work so well versus NiP, consistently getting the entry frags, having the confidence to take the fights, like here, Shoxy sprayed out on Forest. He gets rushed down by Fiflarin, but there's still Shoxy alive on this site. It's going to be Shoxy. He could potentially re-peek here behind this. Not going to see anybody quite yet.
Yeah, but just the time he's buying. I mean, look at this. 2 more people have rotated into the bomb site because of the Molotov and the flashbang. That's great news. Smith is there. C-set 75 in hand. Fiflarin surviving because that would be a little bit ridiculous, but it doesn't matter. Smith is there to finish it off. Freiburg goes down 16-9. And NiP, they get to fight Copenhagen Wolves in the consolidation.